Upon entering the bar, you're slammed by a wall of immense heat, the smell of sweat-soaked leather and cheap spilt beer, heavy-hitting drums, driving bass, and ferocious vocals that match the fast-paced guitar fill the air. There's no doubt about it, punk rock has sailed back into town, and the Doomsday League is at the helm. For nearly a year, frontman Matt Brett struggled to form a band. Thankfully, through a few chance encounters, it all came together.
Actually, a few years ago, Mark and I wanted to put together a new punk band, and then it never really came to fruition. We were looking for a bass player, and then it just by chance, because we have a common friend, Jamie, and I met Jamie at Pistonbrook one night, and Chris was there with her, and Carswell moved back to Brantford, and I got talking to him, and he's like a wicked guitar player, he's a noodler. So I'm like, Carswell, would you jam? He's like, fuck yeah, I jam. And Carswell's like, oh, my buddy Scott. I'm like, yeah, I remember Scott from way back in high school. He used to play in a band called 200 Beam.
Nearly 8 months later, the band were creating originals, playing tight covers, and ready to headline their highly successful first show. With the closing of so many venues during the remodeling of the downtown core, bands seemed hard-pressed to find a venue willing to host the supposedly unruly crowds. Although now more than ever, the punk scene is being seen for what it truly is.
So I really like punk because it's also like a vehicle for like education and social awareness. So that way you can take, causes that are like true and dear to your heart and, put them out there for everybody, right? To try to connect. And so it's like you're trying to make the world a better place while you're still trying to like go to work every day and make sense of like your place in the world. And
luckily, a few venues in town, including Two Doors Down, Club Envy, and Our Place, saw the overwhelming demand for punk shows once bands like the Doomsday League and the Sweatshop Kids began to network. With over a decade gone by, it leaves room to question, what took so long?
I think it could just be like circumstantial. It's just good timing. There's a bunch of bands all just are kind of forming at the same time, and we're all like really excited to start playing, and we all kind of know each other, or we know people. There's like the 6 degrees of separation. Like we all like know someone who knows someone in the band, or we like hang out, know them from Two Doors or whatever. So we all kind of talk about it, and we all kind of have the same vision of wanting to get like a vibrant scene in Brantford back that's like a little bit punk. Doesn't have to be like straightforward punk, but that's better than just an indie scene, because there's lots of indie rock bands and they're alright, but it's like it just doesn't have the same energy, or the same like what's the word I'm looking for? Like the same kind of enthusiasm that the punk scene has, right? Punk always brings out like tons of people, and they always have tons of fun, and that's just where my heart is, and that's where everybody else is too. So that's gonna be fun. Yeah. So hopefully now that Donald Trump's in office, I think it's going to be a good 4 years for punk.